All right, welcome back for the episode of Carnivore Trades. Today is Friday, March 15th, 2024. If you're not done so already, please give the video a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. Anyways, let's get into it today. So, really kind of a throwaway day here. So, market's very quiet, lots of noisy chop. We did get a little bit of action in the morning. There's Adobe that took a pretty big hit today, down 14%. We did get a little bit of action in pre-market, which is kind of hanging in there. We had that big surge into the end of the day, didn't make a new high. We never got back above 51.55 yesterday, which is a little bit of a red flag. But we just started dumping on the open, and I haven't seen that kind of aggressive selling before the open on no news in a while. Did I really think for a second that we were going to sell off that much? Not really. I mean, you didn't have a lot of factors, right? The VIXY was not really that threatening. KRE was green all day. There was definitely pockets of strength. Tesla being up. JP Morgan was nicely green. Even ARK was green at one point this morning. It might still be green, but yeah, so it's negative now. But in any case, we got a little bit of aggressive selling. This is just OPEX pinning. Let's not make a ton out of it. SPY 510, SPX 5125. That's going to be the cap here for the day, and that's where they want this. That said, a couple of things here. So you could take it with a grain of salt if you want, but it's, you could say it's OPEX, but it happened, right? It still happened. Closed below yesterday's low after breaking that trend line. So that wedge, you can say this trend line's invalid because it's been traded through so many times, but my point is that it represents declining momentum. Because if we still had momentum, we wouldn't be trading through it so many times. So we did break below that. More importantly, though, I have, and I'll just announce this here for everyone, do have a proprietary sell signal on the weekly time frame of SPY as per today's close. What's a proprietary sell signal? It's a lot to get into, but qualitative measures that I've developed. Basically just saying that we should be looking for a turn here. So we'll see if that happens. It's funny how that lines up right in front of the FOMC, which is next week. But markets today, a little bit on the weaker side. And we saw, again, can't make too much out of it because it's OPEX. Look at what the IWM did today. Straight sideways. That's a pin job. But you saw a little bit of, strength in IWM versus NVIDIA, which was down a lot earlier. Again, we've seen this kind of rotation when NVIDIA is down and SMCI is down. SMCI taking a little bit of a hit. When semis are down, IGV is down. Sometimes we get a little bit of strength in biotech, right? XPI up 12 cents. ARK is down, but only down, 12, 13 cents there. IWM is green. VNQ, only down 6 cents. So again, these sectors I keep talking about, seeing that kind of money rotation. Now again, I said this a billion times, I'll say it again though. If the semiconductors really have a real correction, and I don't mean like 3 days, I mean like an actual pullback, it's going to take the whole market down. Doesn't matter if there's rotation or not. We will have a broad-based correction, but the important thing to look for is that rotation continuing to happen under the hood while the majors, the big tech, Mag 7, semis are pulling back in. So that's what I'm looking for here. But I do believe that we're pretty close here to a corrective move. 20%, 30%, no. We're not looking for a crash. We're not looking for anything like that. But I think 5 to 10% is reasonable, considering we've gone up 25 since November with zero pullback. We had a little bit of consolidation here, and the only reason we even pulled back here was because of beginning of year tax harvesting. So market's gone straight up in a straight line. I have a weekly sell signal. You can do with that whatever you want. So right now, OPEX is out of the way. Monday, Tuesday, I'm not sure what we'll get. Because Fed is on Wednesday, obviously. We do have a 20-year bond auction on Tuesday, I believe. But we'll see what we get here. Short term, a lot of really convoluted chop here. I'd say 50.90 is an important level. And then 51.50, 51.55, we never confirmed back above that. So that would be a level you want to get above here in the short term for bulls to improve technical positioning here. In the near term, triple Qs here, what do we have? That is a lower high and a lower low. So if we go into an intraday, you can see, we'll just use a 4 hour. We're flirting with that level, 433.75 area. I've been telling you guys about that. We're going to close right on it. So Qs are in trouble here. And I think technology is going to be the weaker one. I think it's going to be the one to pull back more. And you're seeing that now. So already making the lower lows. Spiders have not done that. This level right here on the 22nd, this 433.75 area, is the same level as 50.60 on the SPX. And, excuse me, right here. So notice how the spiders are, and the SPX is still significantly higher versus the Qs. Qs are weak. Something to take note of. Selling on a little bit of volume. It's OpEx, but way outside of that trend line now. You can't defend that anymore. That's broken. IWM up 14, 15 basis points. Let's not make too much out of it. It held 200. It's a pin. I'm just looking for rotation in this. Dow tried to break above that. Couldn't do it. So short term, 385 is your line in the sand. A break through that could open up more selling down to 380. Semis, SMH, still holding the 20-day. So still holding the 20-day. If we lose that, though, we do have a lower high and a lower low. If we lose that, though, you get a little level at 210. And then a gap fill down at 195 and 196. 50 MA around 200. So there's lots of little levels here for the SMH. I'll get into this more if we get a confirmed top in the market as far as like downside targets for this stuff. But right now, short term, we'll just look for 210. And then you got, like there's a pivot here, there's a gap, there's other areas. We won't worry about them right now. IGV I would worry about though, because we had a failed breakout. We tried to get above this wedge, and we're going to close below that line on the weekly. So it's not dead yet. This pivot is still the master pivot right now. A weekly close below that could really be trouble for IGV, but it got taken down because of Adobe today. You guys saw that earlier, down 13-14% on earnings. Still a lot of support around 80 with the 100 MA, but definitely on the weaker side, down almost 3% today. Dow Transport's trying to hang on, right? So no, you got a head and shoulder here. Has not triggered. We're just on that line. But right below it, you still got these moving averages. You got the 200, the 100 converging, and you still have a weekly bullish inside bar. So transport's still okay for now. Let me see the Jets. Yeah, Jets held up today. So, all right, rates still very strong. So there we go. Okay, so there's the 2-year. That's actually bidding up right now even. If you get above this level, you get above these pivots here, 475, and this goes to 5%, I'm sorry, but the Fed's not going to be able to cut. And I think that's the risk that the market is finally looking at here. But rates are holding up well. There's the closing bell, by the way. Rates are holding up well on the short end, which everybody tells me we're going to have deflation and the economy is going to shrink. Then why is that yield curve continuing to invert? 5 years still acting well, 10 still acting well, 30-year. Again, we went to this level. It should stall out there. They both did. But these can go higher. And again, that trend line on the 30-year is working nicely. XHB, that was flat, up 30 cents. Let's not make too much out of that. That's still very strong, market leader. VNQ, down 19 cents. Nothing terrible there. The weekly is still fine. XLF down 2 cents. Again, nothing terrible. That can still go higher. No problems here. On the chart at the moment, if we lost 40, that could indicate that we're ready to go lower. KRE, again, still on the weaker side. It was up 25 cents today, but still on the weaker side here. What I don't like is the weekly. So we had a bullish inside bar. We closed below that. And now we have a bearish inside bar, and we're just bear flagging. So I'd be careful with KRE right here. Powell has already said that he expects more banks to fail. I don't think that's a huge risk for the whole market because the Fed is ahead of that, but for the KRE specifically, it's obviously not good. KBE still holding up. You got the bearish inside bar there, but you have inside of a larger bullish inside bar, so that gets canceled out. Pattern is still okay for now. Broker dealers held up today. Overbought can go higher. Crude here down 28 cents. Nothing terrible. Big surge the last 2 days inside. Little hammer, doji kind of look. No problems here. Might need to consolidate a little bit of a level there, but I think upside bias right now is into the mid 80s until proven otherwise. XLE got up to our target 91.50.92 and it pulled back. This is overbought. It does need to pull back here. XOP maybe can get to 150. OIH maybe 330, and then it needs to do some backing and filling. It's had a big run. So you guys know I've been on this one since 281. CCJ getting a little bit of a bid here. So it's holding the 200 MA. Right now you got to pit, watch 42 and then 42. Yeah, 42 and then what is this? Okay, 42.74, sorry. Then 44, you got these moving averages up here as well. If this rolls back over, it's going to 37.50. I think that's decent support in the short term. URNM lives to fight another day. They saved it. So URNM okay. URNJ got saved as well. So these smaller producers and more broader uranium sectors holding up better relative to CCJ for the first time in probably over a decade. Nat gas continued to get hit, although it did come off the lows. Looks like it touched, it got close to yesterday's low. It didn't quite get down there. It's got work to do. I mean, it could put in a higher low here, but it shouldn't have lost that 20 moving average. My bias is that we spike the lows here. And then I think it gets really attractive again. Dollar index, where was the high of the day? 103.49. Why is that? Oh, it's almost as if 103.50 is like resistance, which is what I've been saying. That's where it went. A little stall out. 104 is your next level. But dollar did recover nicely yesterday. It needed to. So we'll see what it does next week. Gold backing off here. If that loses 21.50, it's going to 21 even. But no problems. It's just overbought. Silver, really strong day. Unexpectedly strong, up 1.3. Again, still into this red bar. I think it's going to need to do some consolidation to get through that. But no problems. Good move. Platinum, nice pop to 960. It did pull back by the end of the day and closed inside. Not the greatest look, but it's still all right. And palladium inched higher today, although it pulled off the highs as well. Still looking for about 1150 on that one. Copper, powerhouse. I did not think we were going to go this far this quickly on copper. So that is that got through my little target there. We talked about 410, 412. Yeah, well, yeah, I guess that's where it stopped. Next level is at 420. So big pop there for copper. Again, overbought now. Needs to consolidate, but it's acting well. All right, Bitcoin pulled back finally, but guess what? It held the 20 MA, right? So it's okay here. What I would just have you watch, and I said this a billion times, but watch this over the weekend. 69.80. 69.080 spot 70. If we close below that, it would be like a little bit of a red flag, right? Like if it's strong, if it's on breakout, why can't it just close above that? Does it mean it's going to crash if that happens? No, it just means it might be tired here. It's had a big run. It might need to pull back a little bit and do some consolidation. Outside of that, no problems here. It's just overbought. So again, next week, Fed on Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday. I'm not sure what's going to happen here. Could just be some more chopping. Again, I'll just tell you, I do have a weekly sell signal. I am not shorting SPY yet. Maybe I will Monday. You'll just have to find out, or Tuesday, or Wednesday. But either way, I think that now is a good time for harvesting gains and being a little bit more defensive. You can do whatever you want with that information and have a great weekend. All right, you guys take care. I'm going to wrap it up here. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com. I will see you guys all next week.